Hello everyone, in this video we are going to understand how to use Thread.sleep command. So basically what is this command? This command actually pauses the execution for the amount of time you are mentioning. Okay, this particular command is provided by Java. The class is thread and the sleep is the method which is used. Okay, now let's quickly see how we can use this. So I am using Eclipse ID. You can use any whatever ID you want. Okay, so I have a project created and quickly create a class in this. So I'll mention this as thread sleep and I'll use the public static void main. Okay. So for us to understand, I'll just write few set of simple commands and then we can discuss the other use cases as well. So let's say I'm printing YouTube channel here. Okay. And let's say I'll copy this and I'll print again one line. So let's say I'll mention like, share and subscribe. Okay. Now, in case I execute this particular command, I'll be able to see both the text, whatever I wanted to populate using println getting displayed immediately. Okay. Now, let's say I want to print this and then I want to wait for a certain amount of time and then I want to print this. Okay. So, we can use thread.sleep command. So, one point to note is thread.sleep is a static wait. So, we should only use where it is really necessary. Okay. Now, if I type thread.sleep, okay, here you'll be able to see what exactly it does. Okay, so it temporarily sees the execution and the amount of time it is going to wait. We have to mention that parameter in milliseconds. Okay, now it is going to throw two different type of exceptions: interrupted execution and illegal argument. Illegal argument is going to be displayed when the time amount mentioned is in negative and the time parameter is in milliseconds. Okay, so let's use this thread.sleep and let's say I'll mention 5 seconds so we will be able to see it exactly the wait. Okay, now the moment you mention this, it will throw an error. So if you scroll above this, you'll be able to see that we have to mention an exception as we have seen in the description section. Okay, so there are two different ways we can mention the exception. So if I add throws declaration, then you see this throws getting populated here. Okay, and now if I run this quickly, so you'll see YouTube channel is populated. Now it is going to wait for 5 seconds and then like, share and subscribe is coming. Okay, now we have used throws exception here. Let's say we do not want to use this. What is the another way? So another way is to use try and catch. So if I click on surround with try and catch, I'll be able to perform the exact same thing. So if I run this, see YouTube channel, and then it is going to wait for 5 seconds and then like, share and subscribe is going to get populated. As you can see that it is populated now. Okay, now this was the exception which it was supposed to throw. Now illegal argument exception. So if we mention the amount of time in negative, so let's say I'm mentioning -5. Okay, now if I run this, see we are getting illegal argument exception. That is what it was mentioned in the definition of thread.sleep. Okay, now where could be the what could be the use case for thread.sleep? Okay, so let's take a look at any website. So let's say I will say skyscanner.com or any website. Okay, so let's say I want to launch this URL and I want to automate the process of logging in. Okay, now in some cases when you're launching a certain URL, it will take little bit time for the elements to load. And let's say I have got the property of this particular element and I'm taking an action on this. Now in case the URL is loaded and the element is not loaded and we want to perform that action, it will throw us no such element exception. Why it is happening? Because the element is still not loaded and the job to perform that action is being sent, and since it is not finding the element, it is going to throw out that exception. So that could be one use case, and there could be different use cases in case you have written a code to automate one application and you want to wait for a certain period of time to see where exactly the issue is occurring or how it is performing. So you can use this for debugging as well, and there could be several other use cases as well. Now I actually have a code already created, so let me just quickly show this So basically there is a demo website uh, for automating, so saucedemo.com. Okay, they provide the username and password as well. So let's say my use case is launch this particular website, click on login, and then I have to click on this particular menu, hamburger menu, and then once I click on this, then I'm going to get this slider out, and then I have to click on logout. Okay, now I have tested this already, so I'll just reuse that code just a little bit. I'll explain this here. So basically I'm sending a setting the property, and I'm opening the browser Chrome. Okay, in case you're not aware about this, you can take a look at my other videos as well. Okay, now I'm launching the URL and I'm maximizing the browser, and then I'm keying in the username, password, and clicking on the login button. After that, I'm clicking on the hamburger menu which I was showing. Okay, and then I'm clicking on the logout. Okay, so what is happening in this particular case? This is a use case in which when I want to click on this and I do not perform thread.sleep, then it will not be able to. In the time the element is loaded, the action is being performed before that, so it will error out. So let's quickly see this. If I'll run this, see my browser is launched and it has logged in. However, the line which I have written to click on logout, that is not getting performed. So let's take a look at this. So here if you see element not interactable exception, element is not interactable. Okay, unable to find this. Okay, now if I perform uh, give me 1 second, I'll just quickly open this. By mistake I have closed this. So basically now if I'll put a wait, what will happen is it is going to wait for that amount of time, and in my application that element is going to get loaded in that amount of time, and then if I perform an action, then it is going to work fine. So since I've commented this out before, I'll remove this, and now if I will perform this operation, then it is going to work fine. So if I click on run, see Chrome driver is started successfully, login happened, and then it will click on the logout as well, and as we can see the logout performed fine. So there could be several use cases. In case you're specifically working on Selenium with Java, there are other wait methods as well, but this is also a different type of wait, but this wait is not provided by Selenium. A point to be noted, it is provided by Java, and the amount of time what we mentioned, that needs to be in milliseconds, and we have to add exception to this. So either we can use interrupted exception or we can use try catch block as well. So since we were just covering thread.sleep, I'm going to wrap up this video, and in case you find this content useful, do like, share and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.